This is Soy,
And this is Dyra.
and you're listening to Hair and Whatever.
Unfiltered salon talk. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Well, why don't you say hi?
What's up? What's up?
Hair and Whatever. This is Soy, and I am Dyra, and you're listening to Hair and Whatever. And today we have a special guest on the show. Her name is Tracy Nicole. She's an American fashion designer from Atlanta.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi.
I knew what y'all did.
And what we talking about, Soy?
So we're talking about client etiquette because y'all be doing the absolute most sometimes, even though we love you.
We love you guys.
We love you guys, right? Without you, there will be no us.
Right.
But
I do the most too, so this is gonna be funny.
Right. Be doing the most. And we have
Tracy
here, and she is going to talk about thriving after breast cancer. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And yeah, so we're going to get into that.
But first, let's give the hair crown of the week to...
Sexy.
I know, right?
Hey.
This, his name is at bicycle_nomad.
He is beautiful. I remember he needed to see that.
Right?
Right.
I love his locks, you
He's
know.
well groomed.
Okay.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
sexy, salt,
He
pepper.
looks like he smell good.
Zaddy. Don't
Right.
he? Don't he look like he smell good?
It said that in the comments. It said like he
Really?
smelled
Looks
like,
like he smells
expensive
good.
cologne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bathe
Not
on
that
a
cheap.
regular.
Right, exactly. He got the salt and pepper locks
Right.
going on.
Yeah, I
Yes.
love the. I
Just
love
all
his look.
manicure. I
Mature.
love it too. Mature,
Yeah.
right?
Mature.
Zaddy.
I mean,
Hey,
About his
Hey,
business.
bicycle man.
He about his paper.
right? Don't he look
I
like
mean,
it? Some
you
nice
know-
eye candy.
looks are deceiving, guys, because men, do they ever grow up?
No.
That's okay. You can sometimes just look at them.
I know. But let's get into our hair portion, which is client etiquette. So what you got to say about this, though? Because I know you got a lot to say.
Don't call me on my off day, please.
What's your off day, Soy?
Monday through Wednesday. Well, no. Sunday through Wednesday. Like, I love to talk about hair. Like, I love it. You know, I eat, breathe, sleep it, and all that stuff. But
That's a lie.
I know it is. But like, but it's like when I'm off, you guys, like, I be doing stuff. I be doing kids. I be doing all this other stuff, like my other businesses, and
Right.
I just can't talk about hair.
And the thing is, like, Soy and I, obviously, and I'm sure a lot of other hairstylists can, you know, say the same about it. Like, when you're in the salon, you exchange a lot of energy.
Man.
Like, you know, like, I love it. I love the work, and I
Yep.
love to, you know, speak and hear.
Y'all a therapist.
Exactly.
Man.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, people always say that you know, hairstylists are therapists, and so we receive all that energy plus all the other shit that we got going in our lives. You know, we also vent sometimes to
clients.
Yeah,
and
but
sick
we're also
exchange.
kind of like listening more to you guys and kind of like providing that customer service. You know, and so like, when it's our off day, like it is our off day, you know, and it's not like I don't want to talk to you, but it's,
Yeah, we just need to have down. And actually, another hairstylist in London, shout out to Nico, Cutie Pie Nico in London. He sent me an article saying, I haven't read it yet, but he was saying that they're going to implement, it was an article saying that they're going to implement silent blow dry bars.
Really? I mean, you can't really talk when you're blow drying.
Right, anyway. Right. It's like, huh? What? Okay. You know?
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like whatever. But you know, like I enjoy talking to clients.
Right, me
like
too.
I don't want it to be silent.
Right.
You know, that doesn't make it's like I do Uber too. So if you don't want to talk, cool, we won't talk. But also like I want to hear your story.
Me too. I love hearing people's stories.
Because people have different stories. But anyway, let's talk about hair. What
Right.
else, Soy?
Let me see. Okay, don't text me late at night about some hair. Like I can't.
what's the time? What's the appropriate time?
Yeah, I want to know. Because
Okay.
I'm so guilty.
So I think that the appropriate time is like maybe Only because I think it's case by case. For me, I have kids. So, like, during the evening hours, I'm doing kid stuff. Like, I get off at, like, 6 o'clock, 7, maybe. And then, like, maybe 8 and 9, I'm just doing stuff with the kids. So, it's just hard to talk about. I can't have a full-fledged conversation about your head.
But what if a client can't get in contact with you? Like, maybe, like, after...
I get the text. It comes through. The text comes through.
So sometimes you don't get back until after work because you're not. So maybe they think that because you answer back at a certain time, they can text at a certain time too. So maybe that is a thing.
Well, maybe. We'll give them a benefit of the doubt.
I'm listening. I can relate as a designer. I really can.
Yeah,
because some people want that outfit whenever it pops in their head.
Exactly.
They think they can text me then.
Exactly.
Right.
It's almost like, okay, like I'm having a hair emergency and it's just like, it's on the spot. It's like something's going wrong in my hair. Let me just text my hairdresser. And I get it. Like I get the importance of it, but it's just like.
And I do appointments only too.
Right.
So I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I do appointments only for a reason.
Right.
Yeah. To speak. And, sometimes I feel like, some clients want a consultation over the phone or through text. Like, and these are sometimes like clients that haven't been to us in forever. And then they're like, oh, well, you think I can get this color? Well, baby girl.
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with your hair.
And I have a hard time saying no. And I have a hard time not answering.
Right.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Because I want my client to be
and
happy.
you want to provide that good customer service.
Exactly. So it's hard.
It's some boundaries that we need to, and what I do is, like a good reinforcement, I'll say, girl, I don't know. I'll give them the professional. I'll be like, okay, well, I can't really see all the variables of your hair through the phone. You're going to have to book a consultation,
Right.
But I get the urgency of it because they're probably like going through that particular thing in their head like right now.
Right. And I get it, like, because I want to know sometimes. And I want to know, like, okay, well, I want to get this color. And, like, and sometimes we as hairstylists, we go through that, too.
Yeah.
But, like, not at a certain time.
Yeah.
Or, like, I'll ask you, like, do you think, listen, if you're a regular client, go right ahead. Text and say, like, but if you haven't been to us in forever, I don't know, you probably live in a different state or,
Who knows?
your hopping chair. That's another thing.
Right. That's another thing.
That's another thing.
Yeah, go ahead. You go.
Well, I dislike when people hop from one chair to the other, like go see different hairstylists because when you come to us and you're like, oh, well, and expect for us to do like a whole miracle on your hair when you're seeing a different client. Let's just say something happens. You went through some sort of like chemical treatment or something like that. And then you come to me and then you're like, well, you don't know. Well, she fucked up my hair and, this and this and that. And it's not like, I don't like that, know, unless
you don't know who did it, basically.
Exactly. Or, I think it's if you're trying to find a hairstylist, then that's okay, I guess. Like, oh, I'm just shopping around. What fits you? But
I do understand. You probably can't fix it in one sitting.
Exactly.
Like you have to come consecutively and try to undo or fix.
Yeah, right.
But it can't happen in one sitting.
No, definitely not. Yeah. And a lot of people think that, like, okay, well, I need to go start, it's like that whole when you feel like, oh, I want to lose weight. Okay, I'm going to start Monday. And it's like the same, oh, I want my hair to be healthy. Oh, I'm going to book a hair consultation and I'm going to go in and, like.
If the excitement's there in the beginning, but then as you get it, it's like, oh, man, this is the third visit. My hair is still not doing what it wants. Well, you have to be vested.
Right.
And
that's like also
out.
Too, like.
It's a relationship.
Right.
It is.
You got to commit.
Right. It's like, and people get information from Instagram, from YouTube, and start doing a whole bunch of stuff at home and expect you to, like, okay, fix it. And because the all the information, they believe now more YouTubers than they believe the hairstylists. Because
Hairstylists Unite.
I see a lot of people like we're saying, well, I don't think you should use this, and I think you should use that, and they're like looking at me like I'm crazy. Have you not gotten that look?
Yeah.
Like
because they looked up something on YouTube.
Exactly.
Because that girl that's doing it, that's not a stylist, has some success. On her, you don't even know if the video's cut or if it's next day or whatever.
is she
like,
even using those products?
if she's
Right, right.
Yeah, because
Because a lot of times they just
yeah.
getting a check.
they just getting
Exactly.
a check to say it.
That I do
100%.
know.
Yeah. Because, girl,
Yeah.
I get it, too, for those getting that check. But,
yeah.
you know, like, I feel like, you know, if I ever, you know, am going to be a brand ambassador, I feel like
You gotta believe in the brand.
I
too.
got to believe in the brand.
You feel like you're selling your hair soul.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
It has to be something I believe in, because if we're preaching something, we can't go against it. You know what I'm saying? So, what else, Soy?
Let me see. Book a consultation. We said that. Oh, so you guys, like, some of you like asked a whole bunch of questions, but y'all ain't gonna do that shit. So basically, I'm just running my mouth for the hell of it. You know what I mean? It's
No,
just
but
like,
and it's not like, there's some people that are willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna go on a diet, and you asking your health nutritionist, like, what do I need to do? Like, what's, you know?
yeah.
And
And
then-
they gonna buy some kale. They gonna do that. They gonna work out.
And then the next week they're buying some ice cream, some burgers.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? Okay, we're always willing to help, and we're so passionate that we over give, you know, information to people. You know, but if you coming to me the next time and asking me the same questions that I answered the last time, then I know you're not taking me serious.
Right.
You know, unfortunately. You
What's
know?
your client etiquette stories? Do you harassing your stylist?
Yes, but I've been with her. I've been committed.
Right.
I have been with her for 15 years.
Oh, right. Okay, so she's like a girlfriend, like extended family.
Yes, and
Yeah.
when she moves salons, I moved
You go
with
right
her.
away. So she said she
So
gonna go
I've
up
moved
to
with her
Swanee.
3 times. No, that's not gonna happen. But I have moved with her 3 times.
Okay.
And we've cut my hair off and grown it back twice.
It's super cute too.
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Thank you.
It
We
fits
just
you so chic.
did it again. And the first time she did it was, I started with her with hair shorter than this. And that was 15 years ago.
Oh wow.
And then we grew it all the way back down my back, and I get bored.
Yeah.
I get bored
Same.
with the color. My natural hair color is jet black.
Yeah.
It's not even natural.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't look natural.
Right.
So when I did wear it natural, which was a long time, I don't think I wore my hair natural color in 15 years.
Oh, wow.
But people would ask me, "Do you dye your hair black?" Because it's so black.
I wish.
It's that jet black.
Yeah,
And that's so rare.
but it doesn't. Jet black hair doesn't go with brown freckles. It just doesn't go.
You can't tell this one that.
Why?
This one, because you love jet black,
I love jet black.
and she got freckles.
I love jet
I
black.
can understand you loving it. I haven't seen it in 15 years, so I can't speak on it. I haven't.
I mean, I had last week. I had blonde hair, or the week before that, like blonde, platinum blonde, and I just changed it to.
Well, I have this thing for my birthday. I go blonde. My birthday is in April, so now it's time to
redo it.
Yeah, it's time
Yeah.
to say, okay, what color are we going? Like I'm looking at your color. It's nice.
I
Yeah.
can see you in that color. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, y'all are kind of like the same
Similar,
tribe.
yeah.
I get bored with the hair. I gotta cut it, color it,
And I
Me
can
too.
exactly. You can always cut it. Like it looks good on you.
and
so-
we kind of argue like sisters sometimes. My stylist, because y'all know, okay, because you're stylish, you know, when you do a color, it doesn't look exactly like it's gonna look immediately.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's the lighting. It could be the lighting in the salon.
Yes, and I'm like, no, this is not what I want. This is it, and we'll go back and forth and back
Did
and
she
forth.
tell you to go outside?
And she tells me all kind of things. I don't listen. But and then the next day I'm texting her, "Oh girl, I love it."
Right.
And it happens. I swear it happens like every
I
year.
got one like that. We got one like that.
yeah.
You know who you are.
But I'm real like, oh, this is not what I want. This is what I want. This is it, you know.
Right.
And I know I'm a mess. And I'm just like, okay, I like she puts up with me.
Right, and she probably pay you no mind. She's like, look, you gonna sit here and like this color.
And then you gonna come back.
She
in another
argued her
month
point.
or whatever.
She argued her point.
Right, it's not red, okay? It's blonde. It's ash blonde.
Right.
You gotta go out into the daylight. Okay.
And you gotta understand too, like when you're dyeing your hair, like, you know, your hair is like jet black, right? So if you're lifting it, it's gonna pull yellow. I mean, well, red,
Orange
and
and all
Orange,
that.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I know the process.
all the
Right.
brassies.
And I
all
don't
that.
care how much I know the process.
You still.
I still cut up, and I know I cut up. I just
Right.
can't help it.
Right.
Yeah. Because you want something and
I want it like right
You
then.
want it right
Right.
then.
Yeah.
And I yeah.
you don't
I
have the
get it.
patience. I get it. I had to cut
If
my
she
hair
was in
one
here,
time.
oh my God, she would be.
She'll be chiming in, right?
And she's from New York, so she has this strong New York accent. So-
Okay. Well, maybe we need to get her in here.
Right.
Hairstylist
Probably.
Unite.
Right.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Oh, her name's Shawan.
Hey, Shawan.
How you doing? What else, Soy?
Let me see. We said stop hearing don't expect. Yeah, okay, so we spoke about color and it was just like to piggyback on what she said. Don't expect to the same color results that you see on someone else's
else.
hair
Or even the same the hairstyle, right?
Right, the hairstyle and
Yeah.
that too. Like a lot of people bring us pictures, and you know who the hell knows? I don't know if that's even her hair. You know, her texture.
Right. And sometimes like people like we had one client and she was okay and I'm like, listen, she has fake hair in there. She was like, yeah, I understand, but maybe you can like make it like a little bit, And obviously didn't come like I did the best that I could with what I had because she didn't have the hair. But then like you know how you go and like on Instagram, like what I asked for
versus what I got. Yeah.
You can't go on Instagram talking about that. I mean, obviously if it's janky and like
if it's trash, yeah.
Right, I get it. But as far as like certain like styles, like updos and stuff like that with added hair, and you ain't got the hair, you can't expect the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I relate to this. Because people will see at outfits and they're like, oh, but it's not going to look like that on you.
Right.
It might-
Same thing.
Y'all
built different.
if you're built different, it's not going to look the same.
Right, that's
And I
so
say,
true.
Well, it doesn't look. Well,
like you did on the model.
Right.
And I
I
just-
don't like it.
I don't like
right. You know what? Let me show you something else.
Right.
Because I can look at you and I have
And
this
see.
skill. I can look at you and I can tell you what's going to look right
On your body.
on your body type.
Right.
And there's so many different body types.
Right.
many.
Because
Just
you
like
know
there's
what
so many different
flatters
textures.
somebody's body.
Yes,
you
it's
know?
about what's flattering.
Right.
Exactly.
Because you'll see people and you're like, she has no friends.
Right.
No one taught. I don't understand.
Her friends ain't right.
Because there are certain, there's something for every body type.
Right.
I always say that
And
too.
you have to go with what complements your body
And
type.
age.
And age too, yeah. We always talk about that too, because like when you get to a certain
Yeah.
age, like you can't.
At a
stop trying to
certain
keep up
time,
with these young girls.
you can't wear the crop top.
You can't
Right.
wear
You
it.
can't wear the bodycon.
Right, the little jumpsuit,
Dress.
the little Fashion Nova hugging, and the,
Yeah.
it's okay, sis.
And you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Right.
You can still look sexy, grown woman sexy. It's
Oh
nothing
yeah,
like
like
your friends should
what's
tell
her
you.
name?
Marjorie.
Marjorie
I love
Harvey.
the
The
way
way she dresses.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
she got style. She
Right.
got style. But some people, they need their friend's opinion. Their friends should speak up.
Right, and say.
And they don't. They don't.
Yeah.
They'll wait till
Yeah.
they leave the room. Girl, you see what she got on.
Right.
Girl, why she got that shit
Why
on?
she got that on?
She knows she
Tell
too.
her. She
Right.
might need
She
you
know
to
her
just
gut is
tell her.
showing.
She didn't look in the mirror at that angle
Right.
that you see it.
Right.
And that filter on the phone, but then they do the plastic surgery on the pictures.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
So they
sure
don't
do.
care.
Right.
Yeah, they said they was taking away the plastic, like some what did they
Filters.
say? Filters.
Yeah,
Mhm.
whatever.
They should. What's gonna happen if they
Man.
like delete them?
Man,
And people
Well, they
can't.
still got
people gonna be
Snapchat.
a whole. People gonna be butthurt out here. Like, damn, you don't look like your Instagram.
Exactly.
They say that already. Though.
Exactly.
It was a whole song. A whole
It was,
song made
you know,
about
that girl that there was a whole little emoji like thing, and the girl who was like,
oh, she's hilarious. Yeah, she was like,
and then the guy,
and, look at,
and then the guy was
started
like,
crying.
she don't look like the way. But that was funny, y'all.
That's funny.
All right, so let's get into the slipped into the DMs. Okay, so we have Candace from Austin, and she's saying, it's taking an hour to untangle my hair. I untangle it, and it tangles back up. What do you guys recommend?
Cut.
Damn, girl, can I
know.
finish?
I'm
Cut
sorry.
it off?
Cut. Well, the thing is,
Okay.
it's sounding like
She needs a trim.
she needs a cut. Because
Yeah.
if she's like, if she's
combing it out and it's
out,
not okay.
yeah.
right, and it's snagging and it's tangling,
Okay.
then that means that she
It's
needs,
time for a
it's
trim.
time for a trim. Because
Okay.
a lot of times, like we say all the time, like, trim, like dry hair can mimic like false dryness. Like you just really need to cut your hair.
And
Right.
cutting is good. A lot of people need to know that.
Right.
Cutting is good.
Right.
It's healthy.
It's healthy.
It makes the hair grow faster.
Exactly,
Right.
because your hair, and we always say the hair is going to grow, but what's going to happen is going to split.
Yeah, and it helps
you don't get it
retain
cut.
retain that length that you need. You know, like because it's not traveling up the hair shaft. You
Yep.
know, like that's
That's what it sounded like, Candace, honey.
yeah.
You need to go see a stylist, a reputable stylist.
Not don't go see
Austin.
YouTube, girl.
Right, with some real shears.
Yeah.
You know.
Not some kitchen scissors.
Right.
That's what do you call them? Kitchen scissors.
Kitchen scissors.
No, there's a name for it.
Oh, craft scissors.
No. What are they called?
I don't know.
Well, okay, whatever. But there's a name for kitchen scissors.
What is
No?
it called?
Kitchen scissors.
Kitchen scissors. Really?
No.
Craft scissors.
I'm gonna find the name and I'm gonna tell y'all. All right, so let's get into the whatever portion with
You was gonna say Candace.
I was gonna say Candace from Austin with Tracy.
Oh, me.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Thriving after breast cancer. So tell us, who is Tracy?
Ooh, Tracy is just a girl from Decatur with big dreams.
Dex.
Okay,
Yeah.
we love that.
Born and raised. It actually took me going through breast cancer to get the courage to launch my first collection.
Oh wow!
A lot of people don't know that.
That was your process.
Yep, it was part of my process. And any situation I've ever gotten in, I look back and I see what positive came out of it. And out of that, it's so funny when I was going through recovery, I just wanted to look good. I didn't want to look how I felt.
Right.
And I felt like that helped me recover. But it was hard to find things to wear because, you know, I had a serious surgery. I had tubes in me. I had, you know, so I was trying to not look like I felt. So I had to, I looked for fabrics that were soft and
Right.
flowy and weren't so fitted and were comfortable and soft. And that's stuck with me in my collections to follow.
Right.
You know,
Right.
every woman wants to be comfortable and look good.
Oh yeah.
Me too. I'm
Yeah.
at the age too that I choose comfort.
Is this from your
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
that.
A simple collection.
I love the
Me
off
too.
the
I
shoulder.
love simple, like chic.
It's
you
called
know?
Simple by Tracy.
I love that.
Everything in the collection is white, black, gray, and taupe. And so I'm wearing the taupe, and they all have meanings.
Right.
So the taupe is just neutral. Gray is calming. Black is your power color.
Okay.
I usually wear black to my meetings, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, white is just crisp, clean, fresh, you know.
Right. I love that.
Me too.
Like, because I've never heard
Have
of
purpose
like
behind.
that in a clothing brand. Like, you know.
And that's all my collections. I do color meanings.
yeah.
And I name things after people.
And you know what? Color is like very powerful.
It is.
Right.
You
It
know?
affects your
It
mood.
affects your mood and
Right.
everything.
It does. People don't
Almost
realize
like scent,
that.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true. Because sometimes, you know, like based on, like, I can't pick my outfits the day before. Like, I got to pick my
Me
outfit
too.
for how
Me
you're
too.
feeling.
How you
Like,
feel?
yeah,
Because
me
people
too.
tell me, girl, what you wearing?
I have
don't
no
know
idea.
yet. I don't know
Yeah.
yet. I was like,
Because-
right now, this is what I'm feeling, but
Right.
I promise you,
When I
It's
wake
not
up,
gonna be
it's
it.
not gonna
it's
be
not
it.
going to be the same.
Right.
too.
That's like how I am. Like, I always say that. Like, I dress based on my mood. So don't
Yeah.
ask me, because tomorrow I'm going to be probably
And some people
pissed
are like
off.
that. They just don't know they're like that.
You're gonna be in some yoga.
Yeah.
Some yoga pants.
Girl, I'm in some yoga pants all the time. But you know, it depends on my mood. Sometimes, like
Right.
I can wear some lime green. Sometimes I'm wearing all black.
Right.
Sometimes I can try a little bit. You
Yeah.
know? Sometimes.
Yeah. Me too. I get it.
So, at what age did you discover your breast cancer, and how did you find out?
So I was 36 when I got diagnosed, and my mother had been through breast cancer twice.
Wow.
So I've been in the fight for a long time.
With your mom.
With my
even.
mom, with my
Yeah.
mom. And I never thought that I would be, you know, on the other side because
Yeah.
I've done fundraisers, I've done events, you know.
And this was before. This was
Before. Yeah, yeah. So over 10 years, I've been, you know, an advocate. And it's because of what my mom went through.
Right.
Because I sat next to her in the chair when she would go through chemotherapy. But to watch her battle it twice, my sister and I, we said, you know, we should really just go get checked just because.
Right.
And we said it for a good, almost a year, which is terrible. But it took my mom going through it twice for me to really take it seriously. And it shouldn't have taken her to go through breast cancer twice for me to think, you know what, let me go get checked,
Right.
you know. So my sister went and got checked, and she came back fine. And my appointment was like 2 weeks later. And they just called me on the phone, and I don't even know how to describe it. Nobody knows how it feels unless they've been through it, to be told you have cancer. And at the time when it happened, like, we couldn't even have this interview within a good 6 or 7 months because I couldn't talk about it.
Wow.
Do you feel like you was in denial about it, or you just didn't want to?
It was traumatic, and it was so
Yeah.
traumatic I couldn't deal with it. Like that actual week, I called my girlfriend. Y'all know you always have a girlfriend you can call and say, "Hey, we about to go," and she like, "Okay,
Right.
when we leaving?"
Right.
And I said, let's take the kids to Florida. Let's go to Disney. And she was like, "Okay, when we leaving?" No questions,
Right.
but that's my girl. And so I wanted to give myself a week to not deal with it because I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And I set up all my doctor's appointments for when I came back because I knew I had to deal with it.
But you just needed an escape.
I
you
needed
know?
to, my babies
And
were
process.
young, and took them to Disney. I wanted to forget about it for a couple of days. And then the last day on the trip, I told her. And of
Oh,
course,
she didn't even know.
She didn't know.
No.
I didn't tell anyone. I shared it with my sister, and I didn't tell anyone else. And I had like that moment. I'm like the epitome of the strong woman who can handle everything, definition of a black woman.
Right.
Right.
And we're kind of taught
The mules
to
of the world.
Yeah, we're just, and that's what I saw growing up. My mother did everything.
Right.
She was my shero, and but she never let me see her fall down. She never let me see her cry. And so she was like this superwoman to me. And so, when I started going through it, I was like, I want my kids to see this. I want them to see that you can fall down, and people will be there to help you.
Right.
And I didn't learn that when I was younger.
So did you have any symptoms?
No, none.
Really? That's so scary.
It is scary, but I'm grateful. They found it at a stage 0. When they find it that early, you have options. And at the time, I think it was to make it make sense. You remember when Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, because she
just
went ahead and just
she
like
did it with no diagnosis
Yeah.
because of her mom's history.
Right.
But she carried a gene that she was likely to get it. She was like a 40% chance, which is really high. But she did something that wasn't heard of. She just decided to, have
a
the
double.
surgery. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I did the same thing.
Oh.
I did the same thing, but it was an option, and my doctor was like, "You sure you want to think about it?" Nope, I don't want to think about it because I don't want to see you again.
Right, second phone call.
And if I hadn't have chosen that, I would have had to, go for a mammogram once a year and wait for the phone call every single
and
year.
Who wants to deal with that?
I didn't want to live like that.
And you shared something with me before the show, and you were saying that,
That African American women, if you live in the state of Georgia, that is the highest. That you're more likely to die of breast cancer in Georgia than you are any other state in the U.S.
Why is that?
I don't even think I said it like that, but that's
Right.
a statistic. That's a fact. It's the highest cause of death for African American women in Georgia. Breast cancer is. And they
Is there
just
a
announced
reason?
that
Is
this
it
year.
like the trees? Because we have a lot of trees. I know I'm being like.
And
but-
you know what? I really think, and this just comes from working with different organizations and being a spokesperson for Ford. I was a model of courage for Ford for years since I've been diagnosed. We're not going to the doctor. We're not stopping and taking care of ourselves. And if you think about it, we're kind of raised that way. You're as a woman, we take care of everyone else before we take care of ourselves. We take
That's
care of the
very
kids. We take care of the man.
And
we
you
take
have,
care.
they have
And we're
dental
last.
appointments
Even when
already.
we cook.
They have
Even when we cook.
Oh yeah.
Everyone
serve
gets a
yourself-
plate.
Right. And
We
That's
serve
so
ourselves
true.
last.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's so true.
And
Yeah.
so, last year they asked me, it was actually Coleman Atlanta, asked me to do a breast cancer event. And I'll be honest with you, I was just breast cancered out.
Yeah.
Like, it's only so much you want to talk about it. And for me, at the time, I felt like I had to relive it every time I talked about it. And I was
Yeah.
like, I just don't want to talk about it this year. And, but I still wanted to do an event for the cause. So I came up with this event called I Promise. And it was, I promise to take care of me. And all the women I had come to the event They had to make a promise. They had to write it down. And I said, you need to make a promise to yourself to do something that you've been wanting to do, that you've been putting off, whether it's write a book, take a yoga class, you know, go to cosmetology school, you know, whatever. You know, people have dreams that they just put off because they're busy working, taking care of the kids. They're like, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it one day.
Yeah.
Stop. Take care of you. It's not selfish to put yourself first.
It sure is.
It's not selfish to say, you know what, let me take the day off and have a staycation.
Yeah.
Like, that's not selfish. It's
Right.
healthy.
Yeah, just watch some Netflix. Just
Right.
Yeah.
And binge watch something. Something good.
yeah.
Yeah. So the women, they came, I didn't realize how powerful it would be, but there were tears. They were, I don't think about me.
Yeah.
Especially the ones with kids, you know, because you
Yeah.
can get lost when you have
Man.
kids.
Oh, yeah.
And they made a promise. I actually mailed their promises back to them a week ago.
Oh, wow. When was the event?
The event was this time last year, October 27th last year.
And then now this year.
So yesterday I had an event it was called Pause, Make It All About You. So just pause, come shopping, just, you know, stop. And call 5 of your friends, ask them, have they gotten a mammogram? Ask them, because we have to talk to each other.
Right.
And we have to ask, have you gotten it? And it will make you feel like, you know what, I really need to, because you said that. I really need to.
Now
So
it's on my mind. Like,
that's
I,
funny.
yeah,
You know
I
what?
need to go.
Let's make an appointment.
What
Let's
age
go together.
do you recommend for someone to get a mammogram?
You know what? I would say this without being, because I'm not a doctor, but if there's history in your family, I would say take charge of your health and start at least at 35.
Okay.
If it runs deep in your family, I would say 30. I mean, just have, because once you have that starting point, and every year that you go, they have something to compare it to. And the way that medicine is now, is you go to the doctor and you can survive. There's life after breast cancer.
Right.
But if you don't go and it's not treated until you have symptoms, until you feel a huge mass and you're like stage 3, stage 4.
And that's what I have
It's
to
too
get out of my
late.
head too. Like, you know, because they always tell you, you know, like, you know,
If
feel
you have
around. and
and you have a bump, and after
Right.
you have a bump, then that means that
It's
you're
And I've heard doctors say that's not the way. The way is definitely to go get a mammogram.
Yeah.
You know, you definitely should feel around. And I, to that point, when you feel something that's not right, because everyone's feel is different.
Yeah.
And they have this movement, know your girls. Feel on yourself. You gotta know what your girls feel like.
Right.
My first mammogram was my last mammogram. And it's scary, but I'm still here because of it.
Yeah.
I'm still here, and life is freaking amazing, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm grateful, which is why I still talk about it, because the first thing I always hear is, you don't look like you had breast cancer.
Right. Like, there's no look.
It don't discriminate on
Right.
how you look, how much you work out, how healthy you eat, how many kids you have, how much money you have, what color you are. It does not discriminate.
And I was thinking too, like, when I think about cancer, I think about, like, health-wise, because, you know, like, we've been told, you know, certain things about, you know, just the diet and
It's definitely, I think, certain things that you can do. But one
like
thing,
preventative.
yeah, and of course, I'm like, what happened? Because I got tested for the gene. I don't carry a gene. And I got tested because I have 2 daughters. And I needed to know if they had a higher chance of getting breast cancer. And they didn't. And I didn't either, just because my mom had it.
Right.
And that scares me because I work out. I eat healthy.
Right.
And
So all of those boxes were checked off.
they all were checked off. And I'll meet
still
vegans
have
that had breast cancer. Like, so it's no rhyme or reason. And I like to say that because it's nothing you did wrong. And I had to be told that. You didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't anything you could do to prevent this. But thank God I went to the doctor when I did.
Right. Because you are here today. How long has it been since you've been
It's been
cancer-free?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yay.
I'm old. I just told my age.
Okay, girl, listen.
I'm
You
proud
look
of it though,
good.
because I don't think I look it.
Girl, you
Listen.
look like 20, girl.
Okay. Listen, own your age, honey, because
Yeah.
I
some
do.
people.
Yeah,
I go
you
out
look
with my
great.
babies. I'm like, okay, we sisters today.
Right.
Mhm.
How old are your daughters?
My babies are 13 and 15 now.
Okay. And you
Yeah.
just 2 girls.
Just 2 girls.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I
And I
thought
have
you
a
had a boy.
bonus son that was by
Okay.
marriage. Yeah.
Okay.
Ah. Okay.
So
Awesome.
he's still my baby.
Yeah. Soy here has 3 too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have 1. 12. He's 12.
Girl or boy?
Boy.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like, let's get them together. All right. How do you balance your life, like being a mother and being a businesswoman? Obviously, we know that, about your brand, and tell us a little bit about that.
Do we know about my brand?
Yeah,
Yes.
tell us more about that.
We know about your brand.
Yes. So Tracy Nicole was born 6 years ago. Launched my first collection. I've done about 9 collections so far. The most
Nice.
recent was done for Paris Fashion Week. So I just got back from Paris a
Yay,
couple of weeks ago.
congratulations.
That was like, what, 2 weeks ago or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's been
How was that?
amazing to be a girl from Decatur and
To show.
at Paris Fashion Week. It was one of those moments that's like, I want to show other little girls that you can do whatever you want to do. Because I remember being in Decatur, if you didn't get out of Decatur, you didn't see the world. You didn't know what was outside of that box.
Right.
And just to explain what I'm talking about, in Decatur, I'd never been to Phillips Plaza. I'd never been. You didn't go to Buckhead.
Right.
That was for rich people.
There's so many different, people that live in different states, and if they have a big city like in New York or whatever,
Yeah.
they don't go to if you from Queens, it's like
Yeah, some people don't even go
Right.
downtown.
right.
And it's only
It's
the
just you
people that,
stay
some
and-
people had, parents that did things that exposed them to things.
And then some people
My
didn't.
mom worked all the time.
Right.
And I still don't know how she did it. So you never catch me complaining because I
Right.
don't know how she did it with 2 girls. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind, but I never forget where I came from. And I started at the kitchen table. Like I didn't start, with a bunch of money thrown
Right,
into a
of
clothing line. I
course.
started at the kitchen table. I sold everything. I did little trunk shows. And I built from there. I went from sewing everything to manufacturing to getting into department stores to it's been a lot in 6 years. I had to deal with Belk stores. So I was in all the Belk stores in the Southeast region. So it's
That's
been
what's up.
So obviously, being diagnosed with the cancer was what triggered you to kind of wake up and live
what?
your life, or no?
That is, you can't curse on this thing.
You can.
That shit changes you.
It does.
It changed me to the point where, I used to be one of those people that was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this later, or I want to take this trip. I'm gonna go later. I live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
I don't even think about it now because tomorrow is not promised.
It's not.
And that's in any situation. You
Yeah.
could walk out here today and get in a car accident and be gone.
Right.
And it's made me stop and live in the moment.
Right.
I used to work
Value
so much. And even my girls, they used to say, "Mom, get off the computer, get off the phone, get off the," and I do now. Because back then, I think I took a lot for granted, I think. And I think when you don't think about tomorrow is not promised, you take tomorrow for granted.
Yeah. You
Right.
had a wake up moment.
I did. Not only did it wake me up, it sat me down. It sat my ass down because I was like, go, 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 go. And I was super mom, super boss, I was working 7 days a week. And I was just on this mission. And I've learned you got to stop. You got to stop and enjoy the moments.
You do.
So it happening when my daughters were so young, they were, I think, 6 and 8. At the time, I think, did I do math right? I don't know. But I was still holding my youngest, and I just remember she was just like, well, Mommy, you can't pick me up anymore. And I was like, well, we got to find another way, to love on each other. So, we would hug and snuggle, but I couldn't pick her up. I couldn't lift anything. And so it changes you. But it changed me for the better. I think I've become a better mother, a better friend, a better boss, a better me.
Yeah. And a lot of times, you don't have to be on this frantic pursuit, you know, of whatever. Like, you can really, like, slow down.
She gets
Listen,
in that
I am
all the
talking to
time.
myself right now.
Yeah.
Because you don't, like, have to pursue your
sometimes she
dreams
comes
and
into
be
the
manic
salon.
about it, you know?
Sometimes she comes into the salon and I have to say, Soy, it's going to be okay. One thing at a time. You're not going to get that list done today, but you will get it done.
Girl,
Right.
I know about that list. I make one every morning.
Okay, so this is
I
what
look
we
at my
gotta do.
list every morning.
Right. And she knows this too, because I get into my moods
know
where I'm
about
like,
that
you know
list.
what? Okay, this is what we got to do. Okay, so we got to, like, post to Instagram, and then we got to do this, and then we got to do that, and then we got to do...
I already posted to Instagram.
That's so me.
Yeah.
Okay, got to do it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But it
so
was,
crazy.
you know, it went from, you always hear you got to get the bag. It went from trying to get the bag to, why did I go through this? What is my purpose for being here? So it went from that to, and that's not even the focus.
Yeah.
It's not even the focus. And I'm thankful that's not the focus. Because when you start chasing money, you know, you're chasing your tail at that point. And it's no point in it. It's no purpose in it. All the material things in the world are not going to bring you happiness.
Right.
But
that's so true.
When you're in a position, and I feel like I'm in a position right now that I have a platform where I can actually help other people.
That's our purpose.
That, to me, that's the definition of success. And when you're given that platform, and I think Tyler Perry said it best lately, because I think he's inspired everyone at this point. If he hasn't, you know, you living under a rock. Like, I'm inspired.
Right.
That I heard him say, you have a duty. You have a duty to give back. You have a duty to open the door for someone else.
You do.
Once you make it to a certain level.
Right.
And so I've established the Tracy Nicole Foundation that will be launching next year.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes. But I want to help aspiring designers. I want to help young girls with self-esteem and self-love and women. So every year I want to do the I Promise event that we talked about.
Right.
I want to do it on a whole nother level. I want it to be more than an event. I want it to be a retreat.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So you'll hear more about that.
I love that.
We're going.
Okay. I want to be a fly on the wall just to watch. I can't just draw or cut.
No, we got to go to the foundation, to the retreat. I'm going to the retreat, girl.
Yeah, you don't have to be a designer to be a part of
Okay,
it.
you don't got to be, okay.
So those are like 3
Okay.
different initiatives. So
Yeah.
I've done self-esteem workshops for years. And I don't know if y'all know I'm an author too.
Yes, we
Yeah.
want to talk
Yeah,
about
about
that.
that.
The book,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So tell us about that as
Who
well.
Said Peaches Were Perfect? When
What's
I
it
wrote
called
it,
again?
Who Said Peaches Were Perfect?
Okay, right.
Yeah. When I wrote it, I was like, what do I wish?
Georgia Peach?
Exactly. I was going to say why for those
Who
who
Said
don't
Peaches
know.
Were Perfect?
Yeah.
It's about 2 Georgia peaches.
Right.
And when I tell you, guys and girls, it's a good read.
It is?
It's a good read.
Is it on audio, too? I'm sure
When I
we're
wrote
reading
it,
right now.
I'm working on that.
Okay.
It's just like
Girl,
on the
I got
list.
so many books.
It's on the
It's
list.
on the list. Everybody, it's on the list. Girl,
It's on the
be
list.
moving to another day, right?
But it's on Kindle, so you know.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm working on the audiobook. That's coming because I'm such an audio listener. I don't have time to read,
That's
but I
right.
love books.
Me too.
So
I have
love
so
books.
many. Yeah.
I even take I have to at least 10 minutes, or if I'm in the car and I'm waiting for something, I'll read maybe a page or 2.
Mm-hmm.
But coming from New York and riding the train all the time,
You had that downtime.
man, I miss that so much.
Yeah.
I would listen to my music and read my story, and I had the whole background. And,
Right.
Yeah, I loved it. But yeah, I need to get, I try to do it,
I get it.
Yeah.
So I wrote something that I wish I could have read when I was in high school, and it's all these situations based on these girls going through different things in childhood. Because we all, I don't know if we know or not, but everything that you went through, it kind of molds you into
It sure does.
who you are and the decisions you make.
Your
But it
collection
is,
of your experiences.
but it doesn't define how far you can go. So it's like, okay, that's why I do certain things, but you can always grow from it.
Exactly.
Because I witnessed a lot of domestic violence when I was young, and I didn't really know what love was, and ended up in bad relationships because of it.
Right.
And so it comes through in the book, Who Said Peaches Were Perfect. The decisions you make, they have everything to do with what you've been through, but it doesn't dictate how far you can go.
Right.
And, so I wanted to give some life lessons to young girls. And I followed that with a workbook. So I wrote a workbook that goes with it.
Oh,
and
I
it's
love that.
7 sessions, and it starts with self-love
I love that.
and values and forgiveness. Because a lot of people walk around just angry and bitter.
Yeah.
And they don't realize they're just hurting themselves.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Because sometimes you just got to let it go, forgive, and move on.
Yeah,
And it's the
hurt people too.
Yep.
Hurt people, hurt people. And it's a lot of them around.
It sure
The
is.
ones that's cutting you off and cussing you out in traffic. Cause they,
people at the DMV, like, why y'all so mad? Dang.
No, and everybody that works at the airport too.
Right.
Not everybody.
TSA.
It's some happy people at the
Some.
airport.
Some.
My favorite people are Chick-fil-A, even though I don't eat chicken. But
Oh, they're nice.
Yeah,
Everybody,
Chick-fil-A.
but they're
My
trained
pleasure.
to be like they have to because
My
they getting a
pleasure.
check, girl. They have to because it's part of like the
the whole,
curriculum, curriculum, and at Chick-fil-A.
the whole model.
That
Yeah.
takes too much energy. Too much energy.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you don't like me, I have no idea.
So being
Right. Like, I don't even pay attention.
I don't even know you don't like me.
right.
Me either. I'm like, oh.
I'm like, oh,
okay.
Really? I
Right.
thought we were cool.
Right.
Then you don't like me no more
It
because I'm
was so
still happy.
crazy. Let me tell y'all a little story. The other day, like I had dropped somebody off, like an Uber rider, and she was going to the liquor store, and she came back in the car, and I was just like talking and saying something, and then the person is backing out. That's next to me. She's a female, and she starts like I see her like being mad and like, and then she pulls back in, and she's like, and I lower the window, and I'm like, what happened? And she's like, well, I'm like, girl,
It's okay.
that's what I said. I was
okay.
like, girl, I didn't even see you. I
Right.
said, and she was like, oh,
Right.
well, I'm sorry.
Right. But if you were like to like go in with her,
Right,
like
yeah.
both of y'all would have just been in there. Like,
And she was like, I'm so sorry. It's just one of those days. And I'm
Yeah.
like, girl, I get it.
right.
But
But sometimes you just gotta like calm people down.
Yeah.
Because they just
like
be-
kill them with kindness. Yeah.
And I used to be one of those girls, like when I was a teenager. I mean, I grew up in Decatur. I had an attitude.
yeah.
What
Shit, I'm from the
looking
Bronx,
at?
girl. I got
What
attitude
you
too.
looking at? Don't look at my man. What is she looking at?
Yeah.
Or when they look at you
Why
from the
she
bottom
speaking to
and
you?
up.
Right. Yeah.
How was that?
You know,
chick?
Wow.
How you know her?
Wait a
Right.
minute. She done spoke to you twice already. Who the?
Right. It's so
But
crazy.
that's long time ago. Eh?
You a
Yeah, I
changed
know.
woman.
But change, well, things change. You go through life.
Right. Things change, girl.
You from the Bronx. We know it. We already know, Tyra, about you.
What? I come.
Uh-oh.
Listen, I'm a Cancer, right? And
Either
either
J-Lo from the Bronx.
yeah.
That's goals right there.
Exactly.
I look like J-Lo.
I know.
J-Lo had me in the gym like
Oh yes.
twice
Girl,
as much
we
now
ain't talking about it.
after that concert.
Oh my God. But yeah, I'm a Cancer, right? So either I think I'm like black or white. Like either I'm gonna be like super nice, or I'm gonna be a bitch. And you don't want to see my bitch side.
Ooh,
But anyway,
That's that Bronx talking, you guys.
I'm an Aries.
Are you Aries?
that's
Okay,
a
so
fire
you
sign.
early April.
I'm early April. April 2nd.
That's
Oh,
a fire
nice.
sign, right?
Yeah, fire.
Yeah, fire. Yeah.
Yeah. What that mean?
Fiery.
Yeah, fiery.
Yeah.
I'm a water sign. I'm a crier.
I'm black and white too, and no gray.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like
either
grays.
if I do you, I go hard for you.
I need to know.
If I don't, I just don't. There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
gray. There's no
Or I
gray.
need to know what the fuck is going on.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm loyal to a fault.
Soy is okay. You're okay with not knowing.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I need to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I'm okay with not knowing. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
No matter what, I just need
Yeah,
the
I need
truth.
the answers. I
I
need
need all the
I
answers.
need to know why you disappeared during the weekend.
Inside.
I don't. Is that a Cancer trait?
I don't know.
I'm just done.
I mean,
I'm good.
I need.
I don't need the answer.
I
I'm
need
good.
the answers. I need.
I'm just done.
No, but you like.
I'm telling you, I'm
the
either all
universe
in or
will
all
let
out.
it reveal
Yeah, I'm very
itself.
hippie with it. Like, it'll reveal.
It will
like, you don't
reveal.
gotta
Now,
search
wait a
for
minute,
it.
what's your sign?
I'm Capricorn.
Okay.
What is
Yeah.
that?
That's Earth.
Earth.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
seems
Earth.
seems about right.
Yes, Earth. I'm just like, you know what? Universe will handle it. Like,
And
I
that's
don't
what
gotta
I
know.
believe. Is
Yeah.
that an Aryan trait? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know the universe. The universe tells you everything you need to know. You don't have to ask
time.
nothing. You don't have.
That's true.
At the perfect time.
I guess I need to work on that and
Yeah.
let go.
That's why
Just
I
let
don't.
go. I don't care.
That's why I don't care what happened. I'm just done.
Yeah.
If it didn't feel good, I go the other way.
Exactly.
And that's not good all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do.
But it's good sometimes for you, though, you know,
It's
for
great.
your sanity.
It's great for me.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Block. Bye. Bye.
Exactly.
You don't even have a chance to explain.
Right. I feel you, girl. I need to work on that.
Maybe while I'm single. Maybe while I'm single right now.
Listen, you got standards.
I feel y'all.
And I'm
feel
raising
y'all.
2 girls.
Exactly.
That's
so you
true.
have to, you know, set the standard too for them.
Because they learning from you.
Mm-hmm.
They're learning from me. No
Can't
nonsense.
just let anybody
Yeah.
on.
But they're going to be about their business.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cassie just posted something on her Instagram saying that she doesn't want to let herself go as a mother. But, you know.
As you should not.
Right. And, like, you know, show her daughter, because she's having a girl, like, how to be a businesswoman, how
Yeah.
to, you know, be, you know, like, she wants her to see her sing and just continue to live her life.
Yeah.
They
Because
will
she's
naturally-
multifaceted.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you something. They soak up everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those, I don't give my kids everything. But I'll say, you know what?
That's me too.
If you come up with a way to make half the money, I'll match it or something like that.
Right.
So my youngest daughter, that's my hustler. My oldest, that's my artist. So I got my butterfly and my, you know, my
Right.
hustler.
Your grind.
Yes,
Grinder.
she's had about 3 businesses.
What?
I mean, yeah, and before.
And she's what,
before middle
13?
school-
You said.
Oh yes. The first business, of course, was the candy business,
Right.
Okay.
and she wanted.
So she was selling candy at school?
Yeah, she wanted an Apple Watch.
Did
and
she get
I told her, not only did she get it, she made all the money to get it herself.
Oh, wow.
And I invested $60 into her candy business. Oh, she went to school. She came back. Let me tell y'all how she did me. She pulled out. She said, "How much I owe you?"
No, she didn't.
She gave me my money back, and she was like, "I don't need you to get this." She bought her
Wow.
own Apple Watch.
What?
And what I told her was, one thing you're gonna do. One, you're gonna appreciate Apple Watch, but two, you know what? You know the feeling that you have when you
buy
you
something?
worked hard for something and you get it yourself. That she will never lose that.
No.
She will never lose that.
I love
my
that.
So then when
kids
people
need that
started
lesson.
copying off her, she closed the candy business, and the school tried to shut her down. She's making too much money.
Right.
What?
And the school shut her down. They were like, if she's gonna sell candy, she has to donate it to the school.
What?
She shut it down and started a slime business.
What?
slime business?
She was selling slime. The kids was
love
buying
it.
the slime.
I love it because it was a whole slime little
It was.
thing.
You remember that? So that's when her
Yeah.
slime
The
business.
school
Okay,
was
she stopped that
daggone.
business, but but she's ready now for me to do a teen line.
I love
And I said,
that.
oh my
that.
god, she's ready. Oh my god, okay.
And you take charge too, and you put it on YouTube because the kids
I
will watch
love
stuff like that all
that.
day.
Because I tell them, you can start a business at any time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't
And
matter.
I think because I go so hard with it, they're like, no, I'm not ready. No. And I go, okay, I need to back up. Mommy needs to back up.
Yeah.
And so she came to me recently about
I
the
love
teen
that.
line. And then I was like, oh my God.
And then,
oh my God.
okay, I
was
want to
like,
hear
okay.
about the other one, the artsy one. Like,
Okay, so that is my actress, artist. Follow her on Instagram. What's her Instagram? She change it every other week.
Girl, do you know they be having like 3 and 4? They trying to
I have
hide
an
and
easy
stuff.
one,
Like,
but
I be
she is a
seeing y'all
real
out here,
artist,
teens.
and I'm really about to give my baby a shout out.
Yeah, give your baby a shout out.
Let me, if I can remember her Instagram.
I know, girl.
It
Because you know they
is-
be having 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah,
Trying to.
It's-
They show
Live
you
a
the
secret
good
life.
It's Big Boy Comey.
Okay.
BIGBOIKOMI. You see
Big-
why I had to look that up,
Right.
And it has something to do with anime. She's really into anime.
Oh, she's into the almost like Japanese anime and all of that.
She's into
oh
that.
my God.
And they have like little like almost like Comic
yes.
Con event things.
Oh, yes.
That's Japanese.
And she goes and all
Oh
that.
yes. So I have been introduced to all of this.
Right. It's a whole world.
She's so talented, and I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, but
Right.
she really has a real talent. And she's taught me how to use Procreate on my iPad. So now I sketch. I don't have to draw anymore. I do my business on my iPad now because my daughter taught me how.
Right.
Wow.
So I
she
got
tells
my
you
Apple
how-
Pen.
sketch.
She taught me how to design in layers. So when I do, because I do custom things too, I just designed the Halloween costume. I can say this now because it got shipped today.
Nice.
But I designed the Halloween costume for Lisa Price, the owner of Carol's Daughter.
Oh, nice.
So I'm sure she's gonna be all on Instagram with
Yes,
it
and
because she
giving you
goes
a
hard
shout,
every
right.
year for. But I just got that done and shipped off to her
What's she
today.
gonna wear? You can't say.
I am not telling.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna spoil it,
We'll
but
see it.
but she gets creative every year.
Right.
I'll just say Beyonce. But anyway. No, I think it's gonna be fabulous. But I had
Right.
fun with that. Fun
Yeah.
with that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So tell us about Fashion Week and how it was with fashion and all that stuff.
So, Fashion Week in Paris. Okay, the first thing was I had to put a collection together in a couple of weeks
Oh wow.
because I got the call that they wanted me to feature my line. I want to say like
So
a
they
month
called you?
before.
Oh wow.
And they asked if they showcase my line in Paris, and I was like, of course.
right.
Right.
And
Like, nah, I'm busy around that time. Yeah.
Right.
right. So they said all of the models will be a size 0 to 2,
0 to 2.
5'9", 5'10", a size 10 shoe. So that's what I had to go on.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
So if you can imagine, that was
Intense.
stressful. I don't have anything in my showroom to even fit a model like that. So
That's basically.
I
a
designed a whole collection.
A hanger.
hanger. I'm just saying.
That's how you want to be.
It is kind of slick.
She says that she wants
No,
to be
it's
like a.
not.
She says she always says she wants
put
to
me
look
on
like.
my blast right now.
Yeah, exactly. She says she wants to
You wanna
look
look
like
like
an
a
Asian
hanger?
boy. An Asian boy. That's
Want
what
a
she
hanger.
says. Not even an Asian girl. An Asian boy.
Sometimes just all of this and this.
I've
just be
never,
too much.
I've
Shut
never
up.
heard that in life.
Hey.
I think you're lying.
Yeah,
I
no, she
really
is.
think.
She wants attention. That's her like saying she
Sometimes I
wants
feel like clothes fit-
validation.
I feel like clothes fit better sometimes when they on like.
Not a 0 to 2.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna front
No,
like that.
that's
not
hard.
0 to 2.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the average size of a woman in the U.S. is a 14. Okay,
The average?
the average size
Oh wow.
is a 14.
But that's you don't think that's. Are we gonna go there?
What are we gonna say? What did you say that I did? What was that?
I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to repeat. The average size of a woman is a 14.
Wow.
Yes, it has grown over the years. I mean, I've been in the fashion industry for a long time. I remember when it was an 8. I remember when it went to a 10. I remember when it went to a 12. So it's been growing. We are eating.
And the shit that they're
American
putting in our foods and all
And the
that
things
stuff.
that I put in, and women are curvy.
Right.
Women are curvy, and it doesn't even matter your waist. Your race. Women are curvy.
But back in the 70s, like when our parents were like coming up and stuff, remember Soul Train? Like all those women were skinny. A lot of them were.
They didn't have Supersize Me. They didn't have, because when you
And they
think
were
about it, what's
disco
out
and-
there
Right.
is food.
Yeah,
And I don't know
commercials
when
in
it
between.
became cool to have a fake booty, but y'all remember when that happened.
Yeah.
It hadn't been a long
Yeah.
time.
Right. That's true.
And it became
a lot of people are getting like BBLUs.
from all races. They're
Yeah.
getting injection, hips, butt implants, all kind of stuff.
They want the hourglass.
Yeah, so it's what's being
It ain't all cracked up.
projected all onto us. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people are eating more. They're indulging in food more.
See, that's why I want to go against that trend. I want to be like a straight up and down.
Anyways.
I wouldn't say go that far,
Right.
but we were talking about Paris, and
Right. We got
Yeah,
sidetracked.
fact.
So you said that they
So-
had to be a 0 to 2. You had to fit
0
them
to 2,
to-
tall
they
model.
called
So-
you in what? You had 2 weeks to get it together.
Well, I got the collection together in 2 weeks because I mean you can't just. You all are creative. Like when you
Right.
look at someone's hair, you're not like, okay, I know exactly what I want to do.
Right.
You might talk to that person
Yeah.
and get an insight what they do, who they are, and then it starts coming to you. That's the
like
creative
while
in you.
while you're
right.
doing
And
it.
you might
Right.
start cutting and be like, I'm gonna cut this a little different,
Right,
and it
right.
comes out. I do that when I design.
Yeah.
The design can come out totally different from. So
What you thought it was gonna
inspiration had to hit me, and it hit me. It hit me like, I want to say at like 4:00 in the morning. So when something hits me, I have to get up and write it down. And the vision hit me, and it was, there are two sides to every story, and which is true in life. There are two sides to every story. In a relationship, there are two sides. In friendships, there are two sides. In a garment, each side is usually equal. So every piece in the collection, both sides were different. So there were two sides to every story.
I love that.
So I have to show y'all the collection.
Yeah, we're gonna have it up.
Freaking
I love
that.
So it was two sides to every story. Which one are you? I mean, there are two sides to us.
Yeah.
So every person.
I think I got 6.
Yeah, well.
Asian boy with 6
Okay.
sides. Okay.
Well, we all have that alter ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. That and you know, sometimes
Mine
it
is Lola.
changes when the shoes change. Or it definitely changes when the hair changes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
And it
you know,
definitely changes when that whiskey hit.
When you get when I leave with my new color and my new cut, you can't tell me nothing.
Right.
It does something for me.
It does.
Right.
And like you can't have fashion without the hair.
Right.
That's a part of it. So
It's a yin and a yang.
Yeah.
absolutely. So when I did the collection, I was just like, I was in my zone.
Yeah.
That felt so good. And I posted a lot, you know, on my Instagram, because people were like, I want to experience it with you. And I thought I was posting a lot. And I come back, and my girlfriend was like, you ain't posting enough. I wanted to see more. And I'm like, I was enjoying
Right.
this.
Yeah.
I was in
I'm
this
guilty of that
moment.
too. In the moment, instead of just like
I'm not good at
posting.
that. So
Me either.
I tried to be intentional. But you'll see me in the back, you know, when the models were practicing, and I'm like,
Right. I
know,
bet you it felt
because
so good too to
I
see
know.
your work.
well, to do a whole line and not have a fitting was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? So I have all these safety pins.
Yeah.
I have my needle and thread.
Yeah.
And I think I only had to fix maybe 2 things.
Oh wow.
And I made my outfit the day before I left, because I hadn't even thought about what I was gonna wear.
Right.
But you know, it had to be, you know, like I gotta take some pictures.
Yeah.
So I went hard for it. I was tired, but you couldn't
love
tell.
that.
Do you have it on your Instagram? Yeah.
I do.
That's amazing.
And then my daughter, my artsy daughter, she put together a video, and it's on my IGTV.
Yeah.
And I will warn you, it is 8 minutes, but she pulled a full week. I was in Paris for a full week.
Did they go with
into
you?
8 minutes? No, and please don't say anything about it. So I owe them a trip to Paris, and I'm actually going to surprise them next year with a trip to Paris.
Okay.
Nice.
That's
My
awesome.
daughter turned 16 this year, and I wanted to take her for her birthday, but honey, it's just not gonna happen this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
But you know, when the birthday comes and she get this little car, you going to Paris next year? I think she'll be just as happy.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So we can plan it out. And the excuse I gave them, I was like, now, do you want to go with mommy and have to work? Or do you want to go to Paris and we can really enjoy it?
Right.
So that was my out.
Yeah.
But I hate that I couldn't take them because it was such last minute.
Yeah.
But it was so go. The first night I was there was a dinner with the designers.
Yeah.
And then the next night was the fitting. And then the next day was the show. So it was
that must be
nonstop.
like so surreal. Like just
It's still surreal. It is. It's like,
Yeah,
oh my God.
like-
Okay, I really was showing in Paris. And so I just got an email that I haven't even had a chance to look at because I've been having so many events and doing stuff like this podcast, you know.
Very popular.
that I hadn't had a chance to look at. But we got 18 stories done on the show in Paris. So it was a lot of media there.
Wow.
So I got to look at
that.
it.
Look at it.
Yeah, and it was different. It was totally different. You know how you see, even with New York Fashion Week, you see the straight runway.
Yeah.
So this was in like a place that that was rented out, but the architecture was so beautiful. Like when you walked in the room, it was like the chandeliers. You know, when you see the pictures of the buildings in Paris, just the architecture alone,
Yeah.
just crazy. So it's a room instead of a runway. So all the people, and yes, it was this big line of people on the outside to come in, and that feeling was crazy.
Yeah.
So you know, it was me, a lot of other designers, and I got to connect with some other designers, and so all these people in media around in this block that was sectioned off by a red rope. And so the models come out and they walk to this end, and then they pose, and there's this screen, this flat screen up that says Tracy Nicole, designer. You know, and it shows, so all the media sees who this is.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like the best ever. I couldn't watch the show,
Yeah.
but they went and they posed, and they posed and they posed and they did their thing and they got pictures, video, and then they walked to the other end of the
my
room. So to
God.
me, it was better than just a straight runway and
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
So everybody in the room got
to see.
So when you do go on my IG and you look, you'll see them walking around the room.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So yeah, that was cool. That was
Oh
cool.
my
Y'all
God.
let me relive it because I haven't really talked about it like
Yeah,
this.
I love that though.
Yeah.
That's
I know
that's
I have to feel amazing when
I know,
you see
like
your
just
work.
Yeah, that's I love it. I love that story.
All creatives can relate.
I know. Yeah.
So tell us where they can find you.
Yeah.
You can find me
And find the show and
Yes.
see this wonderful stuff.
So
Right.
definitely my Instagrams. I have 3. One is my personal, which is Tracy Nicole ATL. Of course, it's public because I share who I am. But you only get probably like 40% of me. But
Hey.
but I do share, what I love. Tracy Nicole Clothing. And Tracy is Tracy.
Okay.
Okay.
And Simple by Tracy.
Okay.
So
I love
those
Simple
are-
by Tracy.
And all of those are on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram. All three.
All across the board.
All
Yeah.
right.
And the websites, TracyNicoleClothing.com.
Yeah, go check her out, you guys. I love her. Like her outfit is so chic and simple. I love it.
And comfortable.
And comfortable.
Something you want
It
to put on
looks
every day.
right. And that's too.
And I had on sneakers earlier.
See?
And then I put on
And
my
then you
heels
can
together.
so
Yep.
yeah, you
I
can
didn't have
dress
to
it up,
change
dress it
clothes.
down.
Yep.
There you go.
I love it.
So
All
Y'all go
right.
check her out.
Y'all check her out. Thank you for coming, and we loved having you on the show.
We love creatives.
I know her story is amazing, guys. But time to get into we calling you out.
We calling you
And
out.
today we have on we calling you out. And it's kind of not like a calling you out because
actually, like, we're really impressed.
exactly with what he did. Like he actually he had a alopecia and he glued it in.
He used the eyelash glue though.
Yeah, which is, we calling you out for that. But he did a really good job. And he,
He used. I wonder where he got that hair from, because he's
Yeah.
putting like some hair that he has, and it matches.
from the beauty supply store.
He got some kinky hair that he's putting in, and he's fading it,
And it looks good. So we kind of calling you out. Don't use
was a beauty hack.
the kitchen scissors.
right.
And don't use the eyelash glue. Yeah. Stop doing that shit.
All right.
All right.
And my hair quote is: "There are no miracles in hair care."
all right. And that's a wrap, guys.
That's a wrap, guys.
Thank you again for
times.
coming.
Thanks for calling.
thanks for having me. This was fun.
Yay!
All right.
Unfiltered Salon Talk.
Yeah. Peace, love, and light.
We out here.